Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Welcome back to the English Phonetics and Phonology. In this video, we are going to discuss about the organs of speech. With me, Royan Lastianawati, we will learn it together. The production of speech sounds. We use speech sounds as a signal to convey message in speaking language. What are speech sounds? They are sounds produced by the speech or vocal organs, including the mouth and the respiratory organs. Speech sounds are basically produced by a moving air column, either by ingoing air or outgoing air. There are two types of sounds. The first type is ingressive sounds. They are sounds produced by ingoing air. And the second type is aggressive sounds. They are sounds produced by the outgoing air. Human beings use aggressive sounds in speaking. So, in speaking, we use outgoing air, not the ingoing air. The movement of air into and out of the lungs. The two lungs act as a pair of bellows, which expand and contract continuously as long as man lives. When the lungs expand, the air pressure within them becomes lower than the air pressure outside. The result is that the air streams into the lungs. Conversely, when the lungs contract, the air pressure within them becomes stronger, and consequently the air is driven outward. Speech sounds are produced only when there is some interruption of the outgoing air. The interruption causing the speech sounds carried out by the parts of the vocal organs are called articulators. The subdivision of speech organs. On the basis of their function, the speech organs can conventionally be subdivided into Number 1. Initiator. It is a speech organ that sets the air into motion for the production of speech sounds. The main initiator is the lungs. Because most speech sounds are produced by pulmonic air, that is air set into motion by the lungs. The second is phonator. It refers to vocal cords in the larynx, which are used to produce speech sounds called voice. The vocal cords are two elastic membranes situated horizontally in the larynx, which can be made to assume various positions. The vibration of the vocal cord, which produces the sound, is called voice. Number 3 is articulators. It refers to the speech organs that are used to obstruct the outgoing air in the production of speech sounds. Depending on whether or not they can be moved, the following are the types of articulators. Number 1 is movable articulators. The examples are lips, tongue, uvula, and vocal cords. Number 2 is unmovable articulators. The examples are teeth, teeth ridge, and hard palate. Speech organs. This is the picture of speech organs. There are nose, upper lip, lower lip, upper teeth, alveolar ridge, hard palate, soft palate, uvula, pharynx, tongue, lower teeth, and larynx. Number 1 is pharynx. It is a tube which begins just above the larynx. It is about 7 cm long in women and about 8 cm in men. And at its top end, it is divided into two, one part being the back of the mouth and the other being the beginning of the way through the nasal cavity. If you look in your mirror with your mouth open, you can see the back of the pharynx. Number 2 speech organ is the velum or soft palate. It is seen in the diagram in a position that allows air to pass through the nose and through the mouth. Yours is probably in that position now, but often in speech it is raised so that it cannot escape through the nose. The other important thing about the velum is that it is one of the articulators that can be touched by the tongue. When we make the sound k and g, the tongue is in contact with the lower side of the velum, and we call this velar consonants. Number 3 of the organ speech is the hard palate. It is often the roof of the mouth. You can feel its smooth curved surface with your tongue. Number 4 is the alveolar ridge. It is between the top front teeth and the hard palate. You can feel its shape with your tongue. Its surface is really much rougher than its feel, and is covered with little ridges. You can only see this if you have a mirror small enough to go inside your mouth. Sounds made with the tongue touching here are called alveolar. Number 5 is the tongue. It is very important articulator, and it can be moved into many different places and different shapes. It is usual to divide the tongue into different parts, though there are no clear dividing lines within the tongue. Number 6 is the teeth. Upper and lower are usually shown in the diagrams. This is for the sake of a simple diagram, and you should remember that most speakers have teeth to the sides of their mouth, back almost to the soft palate. The tongue is in contact with the upper side teeth for many speech sounds. Sounds made with the tongue touching the front teeth are called dental. Number 7 is the lips. They are important in speech. They can be pressed together, brought into contact with the teeth, or rounded to produce the lip shape for vowels like U. Sounds in which the lips are in contact with each other are called bilabial, while those with lip-to-teeth contact are called labiodental. And this is the diagram of the division of tongue. There are 5 parts of tongue. Number 1 is tip, second is blade, the third is front, the fourth is back, and the fifth is root. Articulation. There are 2 types of articulators with regard to their position in the mouth. Number 1, along the upper margin. They are upper lip, upper teeth, teeth ridge, hard palate, soft palate, uvula. And the second is along the lower margin. They are lower lip, lower teeth, tongue. In obstructing the outgoing air, usually 2 articulators are involved. One articulator is of the lower margin, and the other is of the upper margin. The 2 are normally closely situated to each other, so that they can be easily moved from the obstruction of the outgoing air. Articulation. What is meant by articulation? It is the act of moving 2 articulators toward each other for the obstruction of the outgoing air. The point where 2 articulators are touching or almost touching each other for the obstruction of the outgoing air is called point of articulation or place of obstruction. The speech sounds then can be distinguished and classified based on number 1, the point of articulation or place of obstruction. Number 2, the type of articulation or manner of obstruction, the way in which the outgoing air is obstructed. And this is the end of our discussion about organs of speech and their function. There are 2 references used in this video. Number 1, English Phonetics from Mr. Ramelan, and the second is English Phonetics and Phonology from Mr. Roach. Thank you.